Few television spin-offs can compete with their original shows. Spin-offs are frequently perceived as a cash grab, which doesn't work for a long-running series. So naturally, the question was if Bob Odenkirk's shady lawyer, Saul Goodman, could lead his own series. The answer was a resounding yes. The show has outperformed predictions in each of its 5 seasons, with the 6th season ongoing. Let's take a look at some of the show's most badass moments. Chuck's courtroom disaster. The bond and conflict between the McGill brothers is the heart of Better Call Saul. Even after Chuck's death, which is a traumatic event in and of itself, the psychological impact of their jealousy and falling out continues to influence many of Jimmy's decisions. This episode depicts the time their relationship degenerated beyond repair in a breathtaking courtroom sequence in which Chuck is exposed to be the true villain in Jimmy's story. Better Call Saul attracted audiences without astounding scientific feats, shootouts, drug deals, or blazing explosions by simply depicting two brothers losing their relationship. No Machiavellian plotting required, just Jimmy's sidekick Huel slipping a harmless battery into a pocket. No unexpected hitman at the door, just an unscheduled visit from a concerned ex-wife. The stakes are much lower than in a Breaking Bad set piece, but they are far more personal and capable of keeping viewers on the edge of their seats. Chuck's unraveling takes place in a single room, but director Daniel Sackheim keeps things interesting by using clock reflections or keeping the background action in focus. Michael McKean dazzles with a spectacular, bitter, and emotional performance, making Chuck both terrible and sympathetic at the same time, but only to a point of sympathy. Though Chuck's mental state is definitely concerning, his blatant jealousy and animosity toward his brother, a sibling who respected and selflessly assisted Chuck on numerous occasions, is unforgivable. The guy Jimmy looked up to as a monument is reduced to pathetic rubble in this intense courtroom clash. Lalo's escape and Nacho's betrayal. When creators Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould originally proposed a Better Call Saul prequel series, many fans salivated at the prospect of learning the backstories of two of Breaking Bad's most popular characters, Saul Goodman and Mike Ehrmantraut. While Better Call Saul has done a good job of fleshing out the origins of the popular anti-heroes, it has also done a good job of developing its own memorable supporting cast. Nacho Varga, a teenage Salamanca soldier and dealer whose business frequently overlaps with our usual returning heroes, was introduced to Gilligan's New Mexico crime universe. Nacho's story follows him as he fights for survival between the warring Salamanca and Fring gangs. Nacho is shown as a clever character with a good moral compass, but he's put into a dangerous scenario that regularly appears to want to make Nacho collateral damage in a cartel fight. With his family in danger, Nacho is forced to serve as a double agent for Gus Fring, which has resulted in a number of difficult situations, none more so than the final episode of Season 5, when Nacho attempts to assist Gus's men in assassinating acting Salamanca head Lalo. Nacho must wait until 3 a.m. to unlock a gate on Lalo's ranch after an uncomfortable session with Don Eladio. Lalo is waiting in front of the gate, keeping cord around the fire, when he walks outside in the middle of the night to accomplish the act. When Nacho uses a decoy to confuse Lalo and open the gate, the tension rises. He leaves the mansion, confident that the skilled killers will finish their job, but Salamancas aren't so easy to get rid of. Lalo outwits and decimates every would-be assassin in a spectacular sequence. While inspecting the damage, Lalo's cheerful demeanor fades. When he sees the bodies of the innocent people that Nacho had hoped would be protected, he becomes enraged. Lalo hobbles off screen Terminator style, seeking vengeance. If Lalo was a troubling presence before, he'll be back in Albuquerque now like a plague. Howard's public humiliation. Jimmy has always had a strained relationship with Howard Hamlin, who frequently adhered to Chuck's prejudiced views about his younger brother out of loyalty to his master. They have early disagreements when Jimmy believes Howard is preventing him from joining Hamlin McGill when it is actually Chuck. After Chuck's death, Jimmy and Howard's relationship does not improve. Jimmy concocts a humorous situation to disgrace Howard in front of his clientele in order to exact revenge on his rival. Jimmy represented 2 prostitutes in a recent case, and he employs them again to approach Howard during a lunch meeting with clients. A dissatisfied Howard is completely perplexed and desperately tries to explain that he's never met the 2 women before, making him appear even more guilty. Patrick Fabian's clumsy performance heightens the amusement of the scene. The creation of the Mesa Verde ads. When Saul Goodman first arrives on Breaking Bad, he is already a full-fledged showman who advertises his name through lavish television advertising. Throughout Better Call Saul, Jimmy demonstrates an early interest in television, hiring a staff of film students to assist him develop advertisements as early as Season 1. The inexperienced young staff creating cheeky commercials adds a lot of humor to the series. In the 5th season, Jimmy decides to enlist the help of his old friends once more in order to publicly humiliate Mesa Verde and sow doubt in their clientele. Jimmy and his team create a series of retro-style 60s advertisements that insinuate the banking chain's founder takes advantage of his clients, teasing what is Mesa Verde hiding. Jimmy even goes so far as to find old family footage of founder Kevin Watchell and his father to include in the advertisement. Jimmy gets fired intentionally. Jimmy always appears to toy with the concept of becoming legit and taking an honorable approach to legal practice, but when given the perfect opportunities, he frequently can't bear the strain of adhering to a set of regulations. Jimmy had joined the law firm David & Main in the hopes that it would increase his chances of eventually joining Hamlin McGill, but he immediately realizes that he is not suited to rigorous restrictions, and he dislikes his co-workers. He thinks that his only alternative is to leave the firm and start his own solo practice, where he may take on unusual clients and work in a more flexible manner. Jimmy, on the other hand, is extremely cheap and recognizes that if he quits David & Main altogether, he will have to reimburse the signing bonus. Jimmy is low on cash but doesn't know how much longer he can hold out, so he finds a loophole in his contract. If he can convince David & Main to fire him, he won't have to repay the initial price. He believes that the best way to accomplish this is to be as annoying as possible. Jimmy begins playing bagpipes loudly in the office, dresses in flashy outfits, buys a loud smoothie mixer that he uses in the lounge, and even refuses to flush the toilet after going to the bathroom in a funny montage. Cliff, his boss, acknowledges, "You won." It's not your typical badass moment, but it's the most Saul way to get your own way, saving the twins from Tuco. Some spin-offs are too similar to their original shows and rely too heavily on nostalgia. Thankfully, Better Call Saul is not one of them. The references to Breaking Bad are authentically woven into the plot, so when a beloved character appears, it's for a reason that justifies the story being told. This is clearly the case in the pilot episode, in which the terrifying Tuco Salamanca from Breaking Bad appears as Jimmy's first opponent. Jimmy is executing an illegal operation with his new recruits, a pair of twins named Lars and Cal, to fabricate a fake pedestrian collision. During their operation, the clumsy idiots target the wrong vehicle and accidentally hit Tuco's grandmother. Tuco becomes enraged and kidnaps the twins, who quickly inform the feared drug lord of Jimmy's involvement. The three are brought to the middle of the desert, but Jimmy escapes by warning Tuco about the dangers of killing a lawyer. Tuco agrees, but he's not about to feel the same way about the twins. In order to save the two unfortunate brothers who brought him there in the first place, Jimmy strikes a deal with Tuco to just break both of the brothers' legs. It's a horrific moment that saves their lives and demonstrates Jimmy's fast thinking. Unfortunately, the twins aren't going to say thank you for that one. That's a wrap for this video. So, which scene was the most badass for you? Did we miss any of your favorites? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.